when I buy meat, I don't think about that. I think about the dinner that I'm going to have, which is probably awful when I say it out loud.
Have you seen this kind of footage before?
No, is that Oh, it's not just one anymore. I see.
Yeah, I'm here showing footage from the animal industry. Meat, dairy, eggs, fish, and clothing and everything else where we use animals for. It's all standard practice and it's considered humane.
I do not think it is humane. Doesn't look that way, at least.
Yeah. How does it make you feel when you see this?
Horrible.
What specifically is horrible about it?
The suffering of animals. It does not look like they are. I don't know. It does not look all right. It does not look humane. Yeah, I don't know how to put it into words.
What do you think can be done to combat this?
I do not know. Honestly, as a personal choice, probably going vegetarian, vegan, or something like that. Not facilitate the industry in any possible way, but on a global scale, I honestly don't know.
Okay, but as a personal choice, you hit the nail on the head right there. So, going vegan, vegetarians, I have some footage also from the dairy industry, which you'll see in a while.
Yeah,
You've seen footage from the dairy industry also?
I think so. I'm not particularly this footage, but yeah, I kind of acquainted with it.
Okay, so now that you've seen this footage and you can agree that it's animal abuse, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, is it safe to say that you're against animal abuse?
Yes.
And do you think you can be against animal abuse while simultaneously paying for it?
I think that would be hypocritical.
Yeah, that would be hypocritical. That's a very good answer indeed.
Yeah.
So what is keeping you then from being vegan? From not paying basically for this?
I think it's about for me personally. I think it's about this part of my conscience sleeping because I've been doing it from my very early childhood. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. I eat meat.
Yeah.
I try to eat less because it's a long story, but a couple of years ago I had a person who affected me in that way pretty drastically, but I still eat meat, especially when I'm craving for something particular, like I don't know, let's say a burger or whatever. But I'm a hypocrite in that sense. Unfortunately, for me personally, it's the fact that I've been doing it since my early childhood. So sometimes it generally sleeps. When I buy meat, I don't think about that. I think about the dinner that I'm going to have, which is probably awful when I say it out loud.
I mean, it's what everybody does, and but knowing that you're aware of what's happening, I mean, you say that basically your conditioning is what's keeping you from being vegan, right? Do you think that's a good enough justification to, I don't know, towards what's happening to these animals?
No, not in any way. It's just it's not a justification. I think it's a pity excuse for the hypocrisy behind it. Jesus.
And what would incentivize you to go vegan? What would energize you to go vegan? Now that you know that, or now you see this kind of footage, you know about the hypocrisy behind it, and you obviously have the right moral values to be against this. What would incentivize you to align your actions with your moral values?
I think generally, back in the day, what made me stop being vegan, I was vegan when I was from 16 to my 20s, something like that. I think the nutrition that I couldn't choose properly myself, that was my mistake, obviously. But as a teenager, you don't really think about these things until the problems arrive. So maybe an abundance of products that could replace the elements that we need from red meat and from fish, so that they are clear and I don't know how to put it, so that you know exactly what to take to replenish what you're missing by being vegan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I'm gonna give you a card at the end of this, right? And if I give you a card that will show you, that will give you exactly what you just mentioned, will that incentivize you to go vegan?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome, right?
Probably not today and not fully, but yeah, it's definitely, especially with these kind of footages.
Yeah, that is awesome to hear. Yeah, it's obviously first of all, it's good that you want to go vegan, right? It's good that it should always be kept as a destination for you, and you can take your time in doing that. Just I would say keep in mind that every time you pay for animal products, you still pay for this, which you're against, and you're still the one person contributing to this basically. But yeah, let me give you a card and explain to you exactly what I mean. I'll just put this one right here. I found that this fence is actually extremely useful. So I have this. So if you go to this website, it's called 3movies.we-the-free. It's part of an activist organization that I sometimes do, and I have some of their cards left. So if you go here, it's 3movies that you can also call it what the fuck. When I see it, it's what the fuck, but
exactly.
it's WTF, right? It's a website, and when you go there, you'll find several resources on how to be vegan. You also have some speeches that will incentivize you to be vegan, like that will help you out with getting a bit more motivation towards it. But you also have a thing called Challenge 22, which I think is exactly what you wanted. It's if you subscribe, all of it is free, by the way, right? And if you subscribe to it, they will send you emails with recipes, with how to get the proper nutrition as a vegan, and it will just give you absolutely everything you need on your way. It will do this for 22 days, and the reason why it's called Challenge 22 is because on average it takes 22 days for a person to change a habit, and this is more of a habitual change, right? It's
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
yeah. So if you go there, you subscribe, it will send you a recipe every day it will send you recipes every day with and information on how to be vegan. And you also have, if that's not even enough, there's another thing there that you can not subscribe to, but like there's personalized help for you. If you have trouble being vegan, if you have difficulty, somebody will help you out, maybe tell you what extra nutrition you need, what other supplements you need to take and all that, right? So yeah, that's exactly what you just asked for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does that mean you're gonna go vegan?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Yeah, and again, keep in mind, right? You make a choice 3 times per day, and one pays for that footage that you just saw, which you're against, and one doesn't. And it's up to you to choose what you want to do. And one person can make a change. One person going vegan can save up to 100 animals per year. So that's not nothing if you think about it. Towards your lifetime, that could add up to more animals than can fit in this whole giant square, right? And that's only yourself. So that you're still making a difference. I would say just think about the victims on the other side every time you make a choice, and you'll make the right choice, and you'll know what to do.
It's a bit of a roller coaster for me since my 20s. Sometimes I go full vegan for a bit. Sometimes I forget about it, then I feel bad, and then again and again and again.
But what is okay? That's okay. And what is making you go back from veganism?
Oh, it's hard to say. I think it's rather the fact that my conscience sort of calms down, to be completely honest, and I tend to forget about it. But then an accidental video or a post that I see on the internet kind of wakes it all up again, and I go and I try to eat as little meat as possible. Then I go full vegan for a bit. Then I don't know how to put it. Forget again or something. Not forget, but you know what I mean. Like the driving force, the motivation just fades, and I know it sounds fucked up, but
It's not fucked up.
It is.
I get it, but like maybe what would work for you is go vegan and also try to be an activist, because I think like once you start becoming an activist, like, well, I sit here, I have conversations with people, right, and I record some of them, and that's already I like doing that. But once you start becoming an activist, you not only your own impact on the animals would not only minimize as much suffering as possible, but you can also impact other people when doing that. And I feel like it may also help you out with becoming more consistent. And you may even find, like I did, a community that you get a sense of belonging to and you enjoy, making friendships with and stuff. So we're called With the Free, this association that I work with, and they're pretty much everywhere. Where are you from, by the way?
Belarus.
Belarus. Okay, I don't know if they're in Belarus though. Do you live in Belarus
I
or?
don't think so. No, I can't anymore.
Yeah. I was gonna ask. So where do you live now?
Poland.
Poland. Okay, I think
Here,
there.
I live here. My family lives in Poland.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
You live in Amsterdam.
Yes, I'm a student.
Ah.
I'm going to class in like 15 minutes.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, in Amsterdam, they're definitely in Amsterdam. They're in Utrecht. They're all around Netherlands also, and if you live here, I would say that the options. I think you have already seen that in Albert Heijn, the options are
Yeah.
so many of them nowadays, right? That
They're
it's
actually not bad at all as well.
they're
because as far as I remember, 6 years ago, I lived back then. I lived in Köln, and in Germany, and some of the vegan options they did not taste nice, to be honest. Like they weren't good tasting to me at least. But yeah, what I've tried here so far is pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah, and I would say, like also the same is true for animal products as it is for vegan products. That just because some products don't taste good enough doesn't mean that all products taste bad, right? It's just a matter of finding which products work for you and which habit works for you. So, yeah. So I was glad to have this conversation with you. I hope you're gonna go vegan again and this time sustain it. And if you wanna be part of the activism group, that would be amazing, and it would also help you out, as I said. You don't necessarily need to always be part of every demonstration, of course, but if you're part of one every month or something, it might be enough for you to incentivize you to stay vegan and do more.
Yeah, and you got me back on track, I guess.
I hope so. That's nice to hear.
You know what helped me a lot back in the day when I was like 18, 19 and I was doing the gym a lot? I found out that one of the strongest people on earth is actually vegan and has always been.
Yeah,
And
this is me.
so you,
Yeah,
you can cover that.
yeah. So I would say it's indeed interesting. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I also go to the gym every day. I'm training for powerlifting now, and to be honest, most of the gains that I got, most of my muscle gains and everything have been when I started taking protein powder. Nothing more, basically just increasing my protein intake. And back then I was still eating animal products, so it wasn't a thing. But I never ate whey protein powder because I never cared for the taste. I don't know, just whey protein never really resonated with me. So I always had vegan protein powders, and now I just have vegan protein powders, and it helps. It's like
They don't really differ, to be honest.
they don't really differ that much. That's the truth. Especially if you get them flavored.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's the difference? There's literally no difference
I
between
mean,
them.
they both taste artificial as hell. So
Exactly, they both taste. That's a very good point. Yeah, they both taste artificial as hell. Yes, like I feel if you want to be strong and stuff, it's just about training and eating enough, more
Yeah.
than anything, right? So all of these strong men, I think. I mean, it's amazing that the strongest person in the world is vegan, but I wouldn't say that he's the strongest because he's vegan. I myself wouldn't make that claim. Maybe he would, maybe others would. I would say that the reality is that you can be extremely strong and just as strong and maybe and of course the strongest by being vegan also, right? Because a lot of people make these claims where being vegan means you're weak or something. It doesn't.
Yeah, I think it was part of the whole thing for him. I think he's Iranian or something. I think so. And I obviously don't remember his name, but he was just a proof that by being vegan you can still be exceptionally strong and with great physique, even though you're supplementing all the nutrition with naturally grown stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing in my view, to be honest, because half of my life I believe that it's impossible without meat.
Yeah. A lot of people tend to think that it's. I don't see why. It's just a lot of training.
Easier, but
I wouldn't even say it's easier because the reality is that yes, meat has protein, but then the amount of protein that you need when you're doing bodybuilding or powerlifting, you need way more protein. So you will absolutely always supplement it with protein powder, right?
Yeah.
So and meat in that case just becomes a replacement for tofu, which is kind of similar in that sense of macro-wise. So, because maybe even tofu might even be better because a lot of the meat has also fat, which will give you more calories from fat. So you want as many calories as possible from protein and carbohydrates in order to perform at your best in the gym, right? So I would say that that's very much in line with any vegan way of living, if you want to do, and even more so than with animal products, because animal products most of them are pretty high in fat.
Yeah. Right. Unfortunately, I gotta
Hey,
go. But
thank
it
you so
was
much
very
for
nice.
having a conversation. Stas, you said, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It was nice to meet you.
See you.
Yeah.